இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காத இறைவனின் தாழ் விழுத்தி என் குருநாதர் இருக்கும் திசை நோக்கி தொழுது I submit my humble greetings in the feet of our holy Adinams. Good day to you all. Today we are about to see the 10th verse of Sokka Natha Venba. It talks about his wish, and he also talks about his problems, his struggles. He says, Irandum Pirandum Ilaithen. I've been going on taking a birth. I am taking another birth in this world and live my life, then I die. So again and again, this repeats as a chain. And Ilaithen, I am feeling so tired and I am feeling weak. My strength has been drained out. Iniyan marandum pirava varam tara. So even unintentionally, I shouldn't get another birth. Without remembering that taking one more birth will bring me again and again into this world, and I'll be going away from the Lord. My aim is to reach the Lord and enjoy the bliss given by Him. So I forget that, and again I am taking a birth. So please, he is requesting God, please don't allow me to take another birth. Even if I forget, you remind me. Marandum. Even if I forget, you remind me that you should not do this. You should not be once again taking another birth. And he is addressing Lord as you are the topmost gem. You are in the city which can be considered as the topmost gem in this world, Madurai. சிறந்த புகழ் ஞாலவாயா முடிக்கு நாட்டு சூளாமணியாம் ஆலவாய் சொக்கநாதா. You can be called as the rarest gem that is found in Madurai, Alavai. You are Sokkanatha and you help me because I feel very weak because of taking so many births, living my life, then dying, taking another birth once again, like that. It has been going on in a chain, in a loop, it is going on. So better stop this, get rid of this birth, help me to get rid of that birth. So even if I forget, remind me, because you are full of grace. With that grace, you have to help me, he is asking. Irandum pirandum ilaithen, இனி யான் மறந்தும் பிறவா வரம்தா சிறந்த புகழ் ஞாலவாயா முடிக்கு நாட்டு சூளாமணியாம் ஆலவாய் சொக்கநாதா. That is his request to the Lord. And next comes the 11th verse. Here also he is requesting much. We, all of us, have a desire. We have a great affection towards the world, don't we? We love the world where we live. We enjoy the nature. We simply love. We think the world is so pleasant. Of course, it is full of problems. Other than that, we like to live here. Will we leave this world and go? If anybody comes and asks me, are you ready to die? I'll say no. I have so many responsibilities, I'll say, as if those things won't happen if I am not present. Everything will happen, whoever is there, whoever is not there. Whatever that has to be go through, it will happen. But I think it is done by me because of my presence. So I won't hate. I don't have any hatred against this world. And also I don't have hatred against the mummalangal that can be considered as a fetter for me. They keep me bound to this birth in this life. But I forget everything. I love to live in this world. I never like to go away. So what? And another thing is, I don't get rid of. I don't deviate. I don't move away from my fetters. I stay along with them and enjoy. And I am immersing myself. And also, I don't hate my body. Soul, it enjoys being in this body, and it takes great pleasure in living and protecting this body. So uh, we love this world, this human body, and also the fetters that keep us in this world and and tie up us with this birth and death. We don't we are not ready to get rid of all these things. So we are dying and coming back in another birth, like that it goes on. So he is asking, give me the hatred. I want to hate this world. I want to hate. Hate means I don't want to give any importance to this. I don't want to give first place to this world, first place to my body, first place to my fetters. I want to put them away from me. I want to distract myself from these three. உலக வெறுப்பும் உடல் வெறுப்பும் உள்ளத்து இலகு மல வெறுப்பும். All these things I have to hate them and take away. He is asking God to take him away from all these three things: this world, this human body, and also the fetters. மும்மலங்கள் மல வெறுப்பும் அழகிறந்த நந்தாத இன்ப சுக நாட்டின் விருப்பமுறத் தந்து ஆழ்வை சொக்கநாதா. And after removing me from this world, God will give his eternal bliss, isn't it? He will be giving us the eternal bliss after we attain mukti. And that happiness will never decrease. The happiness that we enjoy in this world will diminish, will decrease by and by. Just imagine, we may enjoy something. I may enjoy reading a book. I may enjoy watching a movie or anything. But if I am asked to read a book all the 24 hours into 7, all the days in a week, I start hating reading, won't I? I won't like to read at all afterwards. Maybe after a long time only I'll come back to reading. So the happiness that is found, that is derived from this world is not permanent. It will diminish, it will decrease. But the happiness that we attain from by God, the happiness that is given to us by God is always the same. It never diminishes. It never turns into hatred or anything else. It remains as love, happiness, everything the same. It never changes, it never decreases. And so he says, Nandada, it never decreases. Alahiranda, it is immense. Inba Sukanatin. So when I reach his feet, I am reaching a place where boundless, limitless change that never changes. The love, the affinity, the happiness that comes because of that is always the same, permanent, it never changes. And that type of life, I should have love. I should have the affinity for that type of life. But instead, what I am having, I have the love for this world, this body, and this mummalangal. So instead of that, I should have hatred for them and I should start loving the unchangeable, the limitless, the boundless happiness that can be given to me by the Lord Himself. And His grace is immense and it is considered as a great place for me to live in, because I consider this world as the place where I can live. So I need a place where I can live, my soul can reach and stay. So that is called that Inba Suha Nadu. That is the place. His feet is called as the place where the soul can live with great happiness, the happiness that never diminishes. So he is giving a wonderful request to God. So worldly pleasures are for a certain time only. We have to remember that. And so we have to start teaching ourselves to hate the world and make us detached from the worldly pleasures, from all our malangal, and also our love and great care for our body. So this mukti, this redemption, salvation will give us immense pleasure, and we have to try to reach that. And I cannot try it on my own. For that, I need the grace of the Lord. So he is asking him, Ulaha veruppum, udal veruppum, உள்ளத்து இலகு மலவெறுப்பும் அலகிரந்த நந்தாத இன்ப சுக நாட்டின் விருப்பமுற தந்து ஆழ்வை. So I cannot change my love from this world to your holy feet. So even that you only have to do. You give that. You give me that type of love, and you make me as your slave. He is asking. Wonderful question, isn't it? Wonderful request. A thing that can be followed by us also. We have to do the same. We want to detach ourselves from this world and attach ourselves to the God's heavenly abode. That is the place that gives us happiness that never diminishes. So, wonderful song, verse that helps us to realize what should be requested and what has to be avoided. And now, the 12th verse. எப்போது மும்மலம் விட்டு ஏறுவேன்? It's a very great question, $1,000,000 question we have to say, isn't it? I am very much immersed in this mummalangal, anavam, karmam, maye, and I am not able to detach myself from these things. So he is questioning himself, when am I going to get rid of these things? And he is comparing it to a lower, degraded place. So when am I going to raise myself from this mummalangal, vittu yeruven, climb up? When am I going to climb up from this three மலங்கள்? பூரணமாய் எப்போது உன் இன்ப சுகத்து எய்துவேன். It's complete. I feel I am not complete. I am incomplete and I am living in this world. Because once I feel happiness, another time I don't feel the happiness. And that happiness also sometimes changes into sorrow. And the same thing that has been giving me happiness won't give happiness at times. So he says, when am I going to raise myself from this worldly pleasure? And when am I going to reach the place where I will be able to enjoy the immense happiness? எப்போதும் நித்யா, you are always there. You are permanent, indestructible, and you are Suddha, you are blemishless, you are very pure. Niramaya, you are not bound by malangal. Sol tavara satya, you keep up your promise. You promise, you have given the word that I will redeem all the souls, and you are keeping up that promise. So I remember, I remember that promise, and so you will always keep up your word. And I am very sure that you will help me to reach your great kingdom. And I am ready to reach that. When am I going to reach that? He is asking. And also reminding him, giving this request, he is also reminding, you never you don't forget your promise, no? I remember that, he says. By saying that, he is coaxing and cajoling Lord to take him to his place. Sokkanatha, that's the name in given to the Lord in Madurai. எப்போது மும்மலம் விட்டு ஏறுவேன், பூரணமாய் எப்போது உன் இன்ப சுகத்து எய்துவேன். எப்போதும் நித்தியா, சுத்தா, நிராமயா, சொல் தவறா சத்தியா, சொக்கநாதா. Wonderful request and wonderful reminder, isn't it? And then the 13th verse says, காயமோ காலன் கருத்தோ மகாகாலன் நியாயமோ சற்றும் நடப்பதில்லை. You see, this human body and Yamaduda people, those who are from Yamadharma, they are waiting to take me. And when I reach the Yamaloka, Yamadharman is there to judge my actions. All these things never happen on their own accord. I won't get my birth, I won't get my human body on my own accord. And these Yamaduda and Yamadharma, they are not coming and taking away from this world. So all these things, காயமோ காலன் கருத்தோ மகாகாலன் நியாயமோ சற்றும் நடப்பதில்லை. I have an idea like this. பேயனேன் மாளுவனோ, if you are full of grace, full of affection for me, will I end up in a human body like this? Will I wait for those people to take me away to the Yamaloka? Will Yamadharma stand there and be ready to judge me and my actions? That won't happen, no. Because if you immerse me in your grace, I won't take another birth. If you immerse me in your grace, there won't be another birth, and there is no birth means I won't die. So I won't meet these Yamadudas and also Yamadharma. So all the things, it's in your hand. He's saying the ball is in your court. I have sent it to you. It's your duty to stop my birth. Only when you stop giving me all the chain of birth and death, I will be reaching the redemption state. So, Payanen, he addresses himself. He's devilish, his desires are devilish, and he is attached and strongly bonded to this world. So you have to remove this bondage and take me to your into your custody. Payanen Maluvano, will I die if you are not allowing that? தென்மதுரை மாமணியே என்னை உகந்து ஆளுவையோ, you have to take me into your custody, you have to make me as a slave for yourself, and that too with great happiness, with great liking. உகந்து ஆளுவையோ, உகந்து liking, you have to like to take me as your slave. So you have to do that. If that happens, I won't take another birth. If there is no birth, no human body. If there is no human body, no death, no Yamaduda and no Yamalogam, no Yamadharma. So it's up to you to stop me to experience all these things. A wonderful request, see? Nice thing. And next comes the 14th verse. It talks about who is the reason for all the things. Everything that has happened in this world is because of the Lord's grace and because of his guidance only. Nothing can be done on our own or by anybody. Even if they are celestial beings, they can't do anything on their own. God's grace is needed, he says. For that, he is giving a wonderful comparison that is easy for us to grasp. The great people show some easy things so that we can understand a great thing that may happen. And here he starts with the comparison. Eri suduvadallal irumbu sudumo. You see, if we heat iron rod or anything, by leaving it in the fire will change the iron rod into a hot rod, isn't it? If we touch, we can feel the heat. But what is giving that experience to us, that heart experience? It's not the iron. It is that heat is given to that iron rod by the fire only. So the reason for that heart, that heat is the fire only. So we have to find fault with the fire and not the iron. Iron is not hot, is never hot. It is taking that heat, absorbing that heat, and becomes hot. So we cannot find fault with the iron. In the same way, iron cannot be hot always. When it is removed from the heat and immersed in water, it becomes cool, chill. So the problem is not with the iron. The problem is with the fire. Because it is heated, it is becoming hot. In the same way, we see all behaving, all are doing so many activities and other things. Even the celestial beings, they do all those things just because God is blessing them to do. Ari ayarkum vasavarkum yarkum. It can be anybody. Ari Thirumal, Ayan Brahman. Thirumal, Brahman, or Indra, anybody it can be, Devendran, anybody it can be, Yavarkum, Periyavarkum, Punume, Tamtolil, Nin Punnarulal. They are able to do their duties just because of your grace. They are able to complete their duty. They are doing their things just because of your grace. Tenmadurai Thanuve Sokkanatha. The word Thanu means something permanent, that is immovable, and it is indestructible. It is stable in one position. If he is stable, we are able to stabilize ourselves, aren't we? And so he is there, ready to help us, immerse us in his grace. And without his grace, nothing is done in this world. He is giving a hidden meaning also, a hidden advice to us in this verse. So anything that happens in this world is done by God Himself. I mean, He guides anybody to do their work. He stands nearby and make them do that work. And so, if anything comes to us, we have to remember that action. Somebody is punishing us or somebody is scolding us. That activity is done by God's guidance. So, God must have found it worth, found it suitable for us to receive that punishment at that time. And so, He is making them do that. I should not find fault with the person who is doing it to us, to me. So, never find fault with a person if that person is not friendly with you, or if that person is making a problem for you. He is not the reason. God is making him do that because of our Vinay, the result of our actions are coming to us through that person. And for that, he is giving this comparison, fire and iron. A wonderful uh, comparison that shows a great truth to us. Nobody can act, nobody can do any activity without God's grace. We all of us need the help of His grace. And He is calling him as Tanu. He is immovable. Sokkanatha. எரி சுடுவது அல்லால் இரும்பு சுடுமோ அரி அயர்க்கும் வாசவர்க்கும் யார்க்கும் பெரியவர்க்கும் பூணுமே தம் தொழில் நின் பொன்னருளால். தென்மதுரை தானுவே சொக்கநாதா. With that, I would like to end up this session. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.